The final draft of the Bangsamoro Basic Law is expected to be submitted to Congress next week. Communications Secretary Sonny Coloma quoted Presidential Advisor on the peace process Teresita Quintos Deles as saying that the draft is nearly done. Ignacio filed this report.
The presidential review of the Bangsamoro Basic Law is in the final stages and will be submitted to Congress before President Aquino leaves for Europe and the U.S. next week. Presidential advisor on the peace process, Teresita Deles, said that President Aquino will certify the measure as urgent.
According to Secretary Teresita Deles, presidential advisor on the peace process, and I quote, "Presidential review of the draft Bangsamoro Basic Law was completed almost 2 weeks ago. On the basis of the President's comments, there were further discussion and exchange of notes between the MILF and the Office of the President, the results of which were also submitted to the President. The draft Bangsamoro Basic Law is now undergoing final stages of refinement by the estimate of the MILF panel and Bangsamoro Transition Commission Chair Mohager Iqbal. The draft bill is now, quote, 99.99% done, unquote. It is expected to be submitted to Congress before the President leaves for Europe."
Malacañang is confident that the measures will be passed into law according to its target of implementation. Once the Bangsamoro Basic Law is passed by Congress, a transition authority will be created to replace autonomous region in Muslim Mindanao.
Nananatili pa rin yun with the sense of urgency and the high priority given by the President and continued assurances from the leaders of Congress of their full support for this priority measure.
The creation of a new political entity is part of the comprehensive agreement on the Bangsamoro signed by the government and the MILF to ensure lasting peace and development in Mindanao. For the People's Television, Ignacio.